You're watching the greatest piece of entertainment on the internet today.
The Sports Corner.
Sports Corner.
The Sports Corner.
The Sports Corner.
Sports Corner with Jessy Jones.
Jessy Jones.
Jessy Jones.
Jessy the Sports Jones.
Jessy Jones.
Jessy Jones.
One of my favorite people. He got a lot of information to tell you. You listen, he'll tell you. Thank you.
I'm Eddie Osborne. You're watching the Sports Corner.
Jessy Jones.
Jessy Jones.
I'm the 21st Century Fox, and you're watching the Sports Corner.
Jessy Jones.
And you're watching the Sports Corner with Jessy Jones.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another fine edition of the Sports Corner. Right, I should be having my Internet Championship sitting right here, but it's off for fine detailing. But also, not to mention, Dr. joining me once again, and joining me for the very first time since it's probably seclusion and forever. I thought you died, but anyway, the man that will be challenging me in Goderich for the Intercontinental, Internet Championships, Kris Chambers.
You better shine up real nice for me.
Yeah,
Right there.
no.
Well, you know, back in, where was it, Niagara Falls, Welland? You and Eddie, and I had you, with your pants at your ankles? Ah, man, it's going to be that belt coming right off just as fast as your pants did. It's going to be right around my waist.
Well, you know, if I didn't take it that you weren't a girl, I'd take my pants off for you anyway.
Well, that's nice.
But, alright, I do this all the time. I open up the floor to the people, so go ahead.
Are you sure you want me to take the floor? You sure?
You can say whatever
Sure?
you want. Yeah, I'll cut you off. I'll cut you off by the time I want you to shut up anyway, so it's all up to you.
Well, I'll only talk if you stand up for 1 second. You have to stand up for 1 second.
No,
You have to just stand up for 1 second. Just 1 second, you have to stand up. You just got to stand up.
you just want to take down my pants.
No, you just got to stand up for 1 second. Hands up, you just got to stand up. And you just got to take a seat. That's all you got to do is just take one seat. That's it, and it's done. And then I'll start shooting it off. For the first time ever, I was in control of the situation. You see, Jessy Jones did what I wanted to do. So come that day when me and you face for that title, it's going to be all mine. I just proved to the world. You just stood up and sat down. I just treated you like a woman that has no respect for anybody. You're just a dog, man. With your nice aviators. Would you get that from Al Pacino?
Oh, I have my connections.
Well, you know, if you know Al Pacino, you can show me the way.
I'm going to show you anything. The only thing you want to see, apparently, is my... Anywho. So, we'll get down to your fan facts and questions. The one main question is, where have you been?
Well, it was a big devastating thing for me when Neo Spirit went down. That was my home, and it went down. And to be honest, not many people like me in this world of wrestling. I got a lot of heat, and I'm not going to be the first to say that I didn't get it myself, or I'm not going to be the type of guy that said I went out and got it. But I've been gone for a little while because it's just not much things have been going on around here for me, and I've been booked on places, but I've been doing things in the other side of the country, which is the States and everything like that. I've been going there back and forth. But as of here, there wasn't much going on, so Kris Chambers here in Ontario has been dead. But he's very much so going to make a big comeback, and I plan on making a big bang on the independent scene. And number one is, like we said, I'm going to take the title from him, and that's going to be the role of this, the snowball going downhill.
Yes, small balls it is. So... The real question is, you're coming into the PWA off of how long? Like, how long have you not been in the ring?
A couple months.
Okay.
A couple months.
And so you're coming in and making your PWA debut.
PWA debut, yeah.
And you're facing a man that has never lost in the PWA.
That's not a problem. I beat many men that haven't lost before until they met me.
Yes, I'm pretty sure you like to beat men. But the
I
fact...
beat on you a little bit.
Most people do.
Well, you got to watch what you say sometimes because you're just in a position right now and you're about a foot away from a guy that has no problem smacking the look off your face right now.
Well, if that comes to the facts, I have security. Actually, I have 911 on a phone. But either way, I've had close calls. There was a man by the name of Scott Chase who wanted to beat me up. But we won't have to worry about him because he's not doing anything with his life anyway. Pretty much like you. But
thank you.
we'll be right back. We'll take our first break with, well, I'm not even going to mention his name. We'll be back after
Kris Chambers.
This is the honky tonk man, the greatest intercontinental champion of all time, and you're watching the Sports Corner with Jessy Jones.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sitting here with the man that I'm going to pummel into an oblivion come March 10th. His name is Kris Chambers, and two people actually have questions for the gentleman. So, they want to know, what is your wildest road story?
Which one? I got many road stories. My favorite road story in the whole world is with one of my closest buddies, James Champagne. Now, it's not necessarily the wildest thing in the world, but it's one of the funniest things I've ever encountered and been with. It was me, Sin, Otis Idol, Rob Fuego, Cobra Kai, a bunch of Square Circle guys, and we were at Perkins having lunch. And somewhere came about of people talking about penises. And that happens a lot in wrestling, and, you know, he's going to probably throw something at me about that, but, you know, I'm just going to keep going. And it came about, someone happened to go to the bathroom. So, Champagne is one to always show his genitalia to the world. And unfortunately for this older man that went into the washroom, he was about to find out just that. So, we all dared Champagne to go into the washroom and, you know, go to the washroom and, you know, show his stuff to this old man. And he didn't necessarily do it in the way that we thought he was going to do, but what he did do was just satisfying for me. He goes into the washroom and stands at the urinals, this poor old man trying to do whatever he's got to do. Champagne stands right beside him, drops his pants to his ankles in a men's washroom with other people there, puts his hands on his side, takes about 3 steps back, and starts peeing. And this old man took one look at Champagne. I don't even know if he even started doing his business. Left the washroom, took his coat, left his wife and his kids at the table and went home. That's how fast he did that. So that's my favorite story about Champagne. And there's millions of his that probably just won't pop into my head, and they will after, but I'll be punching myself that I didn't say it later. Is there anything else you want to hear of stories like that?
See, the thing is, I can ask a question and you can talk as long as you want. I had, we were talking about the GLCW crew there, Mike Flash, as the seasons changed, as I was sitting here and growing older as he continued to talk. But, go ahead.
Beef dried up and blew away?
Yes, absolutely.
Road stories, Showtime Eric Young, one of my best friends too, a guy who trained me, he was great. I thought I was going to get shot one day with him because we were in about, I think it was Pennsylvania, and it didn't seem, it was the first time I was ever there. I'm 17 years old, you know, I've never been away on my own on a road trip that far away, and I've never been to the States by myself. And people did not seem very friendly there, especially the Canadians, who recognize their accent. So we're sitting in this car, we're bored, and Tracy Brooks is there too, and she wants to put makeup on me. I wasn't having it for one shot at all. And Showtime was willing to do it, so she dressed up Showtime with all this makeup, putting blush on rosy cheeks and all the other crap that I don't know what it's called, but he put it on his face, he painted his face. He ties his shirt up, nice like that, with his nice half top, drops his pants a little low so you can see some underwear. We pull over at a gas stop, he pulls out of the car and he starts waving at other cars and doing all these like gestures, and I swear to God people were slowing down and I thought I was going to get shot. That was to me funny, it was one of my favorites.
Well, at least his stories include penises and cross-dressers.
Well, you know, try. Just for you.
Thank you. I enjoy the stories. The people at home probably do as well. They just don't like them coming out of your mouth.
That's true.
So, who do you think is going to be the next breakout star in Ontario?
I'd like to say myself, but I just don't see that happening right now. I think I have a lot of work to do, but the next person to probably break out would be Cody Deaner. There's, in my mind, no reason for a man that wears duct tape as wrist tape, has a mullet, for that matter, with a sweet duster handlebars, and a gimmick that is so over that no matter where he went, he could go into a retirement home and he'd be over with those people. So to me, the next breakout star would probably be Cody Steele. Probably.
Or Diener, as you mentioned earlier.
Diener. Cody Diener.
All right, we'll be back right after this, and we'll have a couple more questions for Mr. Chambers here. And I'm back. Well, we're back. Apparently he hasn't left yet. So, what direction do you think the Ontario indie scene is going?
I think it's actually taking a good turn. Like, it's doing really well right now. And I'm upset that I haven't been in it for a little while. It seems like, as he's Sean Spears, he got signed to WWE, which is great. And like I said, Cody Diener, I could see him making some kind of changes real soon, like in a month or two, or at least in this year. And so that's just, I think, good momentum for the Ontario indie scene to maybe attract some attention and maybe get some people coming down here looking at some workers, because I think Ontario has one of the greatest amount of workers that there are. I've been places, I've been to the States, I've been to the States. That's basically all I've been, is Canada and the States. But in that place, in both places, there have been no comparison to Ontario. So whether I was in Calgary, there wasn't a comparison to Ontario. Whether I was in Pennsylvania, it was LA, it just seemed like always Ontario had, not saying that the other place didn't have it, but just Ontario had the handful instead of the select one or two. So I think Ontario's got a really good turn coming up real soon, hopefully, and maybe we can make some noise in the world of professional wrestling real soon.
Yeah, it would be very pleasurable if it happens, and Ontario has to get an entire, yes, I said pleasurable, Mrs. Cameraman. I'm getting questioned by my camera person on my wording, and you enjoy those wordings and my feedings, and it doesn't matter what I say. People aren't listening to me half the time anyway. Well,
nobody does.
It's the way it goes. I deal with that fact. So, what is your favorite experience in pro wrestling?
My favorite experience I've ever had, there's so many that it's really hard to just pick one. I had an experience. I went to, in the summertime, I went to New Japan, the dojo there, and I trained with them, and that experience was something that I'll never forget. It was probably one of the most painful, grueling cardio sessions. That's not even the wrestling. Then you get in the ring and you start wrestling. I learned a lot about myself and a lot about wrestling in that whole trip, and that was a great experience for me. Another great experience was, like I always say, Neil Spirit Pro Wrestling. It was one of the greatest experiences for me in wrestling, because there was so much talent in one place, one building every night. They had a building that would only hold about 400 people, would pack in 600-700 people in a night. People would be standing in the doorway. That's so much power, and like everybody that was in there made such an impact in the wrestling business, and many people are doing very successful things. Shotomeric Young, Sean Spears, Cody Diener, Tyson Dukes, El Tornado, all those guys were on that one building, and that experience for me to be part of that family, I learned so much about the wrestling business, and it was just something that I don't know for me if it could ever be replaced, because it was just, to me it was home. I could drive by that Polish Hall where the events held place every single month, and I was a 16-year-old kid starting out in that business. For 4 years I wrestled in that place every single month, taking a beating. And now that I see it tear down, every time I drive by it I get flashbacks about what happened, and it sucks that I think about all the other talent there is in Ontario that didn't get to experience that. And I feel very lucky, and I'm very thankful that I got that experience, because a lot of people missed out on something that was so great.
So in your opinion, what happened to NSP?
Money. Wrestling and independence, the truth is the money is not there, and everybody knows that. You know that, I know that, Gandhi knows that, everybody knows that. And the thing is there's so much garbage going on with, you owe this much money, you owe that much money, you have to pay for your insurance, you have to book the show, you have to pay your wrestlers, and everybody just started to think maybe they were a little bigger than what they were. They wanted more money, including myself. That's myself too. it was just because it was such a good place to be that it actually made you feel like a star. And when all that money came into play, and then you start to realize, wow, well, you know what? You're not making $1 million a year. You're not doing this. And when it comes down to it, you're just still an independent wrestler that's in a great promotion. But money talks and bull walks, right? So when it came down to it, the money wasn't there to keep going. And this is all I know. This may not be exactly true, but money wasn't there to provide every single show and to pay all the debts off for it. And Neil just couldn't continue. May make a return, may not, but as of now, that's basically what happened from my understanding.
And one fan question is, would you tag team with Felicio?
I think I have. For some reason, I know I've wrestled Felicio, and he's going to throw another shot at me here. But at the Skydome, when it was Skydome, not Rogers, whatever it is, but Skydome, there was a sex show, and we wrestled at it, and it was about, I think, 3 shows per day, and it was, he's biting this thing. You know what? There were women there. You know? And that's, I don't need to brag, but I went home never lonely, and I'm not talking about men.
Well, yeah,
I'm talking about the beautiful women that I went home with, yeah. Anyway, so we're wrestling 3 times a day, and someone had this great idea since it was a sex show, and Felicio has a bunch of, accessories and tools in his briefcase or his gimmick bag that he always brings, and he had about I think it was I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to say it
You
anyway.
can say everything.
A double-sided dildo about 3 feet long, and this thing, man, was big. And someone had this great idea, hey, you know what, let's throw it on a pole and have a dildo on a pole match. So me and Felicio go out there, and we're having this dildo on a pole match, and one of my good friends, Flesh, was in this match, and somewhere in my heart, it makes me really mad at Felicio for having that dildo there, because Fleshman got a hold of it. And I swear to God, on my life, I've never been hit so hard with something, and I thought I was going to die when he hit me with that thing. And he swung it like a baseball bat in my stomach. I went down, and as I was bent over, he just cranked me right in the back. I swear I thought my lungs collapsed, went through the ring, hit the floor, and bounced right back and hit me because I flew right back. It was the most painful thing.
Oh, it's good to know that you don't like getting hit with dicks.
No, I don't. I do not like getting hit with dicks. Just see, give him that one.
It works. All right. Was there more to that?
To that story? Oh yeah, actually there was. I'm sorry. The whole I'm gonna take credit for this one, and if he doesn't want to give it to me, too bad. I'm taking it. He now wears duct tape on his nipples, X's. I'm walking around the sex show. This is before he ever did it, and they were giving away stickers, the nipple stickers. And I was bugging the woman there to steal some and give us some for free. And they're glittered and they look totally like Felicio would wear. And I go, Phil, you gotta take these, you gotta put them on and get that girl to rip your shirt off and you gotta scream. And he obviously came up with my nipples. That's his thing. I don't even take that. But I came up with the nipple, I don't even know what to call it. But
Cross tape or?
Yeah, well, whatever he puts on his nipples and he's always selling, I figured that one out. And I guess he just never had the glitter all the time because I guess you gotta wait till the sex show again to get those.
Must become expensive. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. This is our final break. We'll be back with Name Association and Kris Chambers.
It is now time for OWR, Ontario Wrestling Recap.
Ontario Wrestling Recap.ftcwf.ca. I am your host. I am Chris the Malone Maloney, as well as
Emmanuel, the E-Man Mello.
once again, thank you for tuning in to OWR, and we'll see you next week.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still sitting here with the man,
That's good. I like that.
the one that was rejected from Lord of the Rings tryouts here, and we got Name Association. Are you ready for your luxurious names?
No, but yes.
Sounds good. We'll start it off with Mike Stevens.
A good friend of mine, and I think in the upcoming year, he's going to do something really well in the indie scene. He's just got to be given. He's got to be given more chances. A lot of people, they hold him back from what he's actually capable of. He's a really good talent, and he's always. Anytime I talk to him, that's all he talks about is wrestling and how he's going to improve. He asks me anything to fix it. And he'll take criticism to no ends. He never cries about it, just takes it, sucks it up. Even if I said you're the shits, you just smile at me and go, okay, I'm going to fix it. So I think that he's going to be something that you'll be seeing within a year or two. And that's going to be a really big deal.
Jake O'Reilly.
He's got a good left hook, I'll tell you. He popped me in the mouth once real good. We're having a hardcore match, and he was throwing a couple, and I was feeding. We're getting him really going, and then wham! I'm busted up. He's a really good guy. Never got to wrestle him too much, and when I did get to wrestle him, I got my face smacked in. I went to LA with him when I went to the New Japan Dojo, and he was fun to ride with, and he's a good guy. As his wrestling ability, let it speak for itself. He's doing what he's doing, and he's on many shows, and he's on more than I am, so I can't really say anything bad about that.
Crazy Steve.
Crazy. Man, it's crazy. I lived with him, and I'll tell you something right now. He's an unbelievable guy. Like, he's one of the coolest guys I've ever known. Insane. But I never really knew to the extent of how much he couldn't really see. And he really couldn't, he can't see anything. He would sit like about that far from a TV. And what I'm trying to get at is, I'm not trying to insult him that he can't see. What I'm saying is that the way he wrestles and what he's actually, like his physical capabilities are, the way he wrestles is unbelievable, because if you took away half my eyesight, I couldn't wrestle half as good as him. Like, what he does is unbelievable. And I got a few funny stories with him. We lived in that house together. One day we got really, really bored. And I got a lot of trouble for this one. I got a lot of heat from the boys in the house. This one, maybe some of you heard of it. I don't know. Well, when I came back from LA, I picked up a lot of explosives, because I'm like a real big kid. And I like cherry bombs and anything that, attracts attention and fire. So we were bored, and I had a bottle of rubbing alcohol, and I was like, I got this idea, let's go down the street and light it on fire. So we did that. The streets on fire, running around, laughing, thinking it was the best thing ever, blowing up beer bottles. And it got to the point where it was just not satisfying enough. We needed a bigger bang. And I got this idea. When I was younger, I would take a cherry bomb, throw it in a toilet, and go boom. And I could see her face. She's perked up like she knows it's about to happen. So, Steve, he's crazy, and I'm not the brightest guy in the whole world. And I'm like, let's put it in the toilet. He's like, yeah. So I never ever once heard a no from him. So we go run upstairs, tell TJ Harley, we're going to go throw it in the toilet. He goes, no. He's smart. He goes, you're going to screw up that toilet so bad, and that toilet's going to blow up. And I'm like, no, man, nothing's going to happen. Steve's like, no, let's go do this. So anyways, we're bored. We go down, throw the cherry bomb in, bloop. Water just splashes on the ceiling. Nothing happened. High five. And me and Steve loved it. So after it happened the first time, we were both so bored, we decided to do it one more time, which we shouldn't have. Light the cherry bomb, throw it in the toilet. When it hit the water, normally the wick keeps going, and then it explodes in a matter of like 0.2 seconds. This time it delayed. Hit the water and it stopped. And I saw, when it got about like that deep in the toilet, which is about the bottom of the toilet, it started bubbling again. So it started lighting again. And I saw it go right down till I couldn't see it no more. And then big bang, boom! I saw the water from that toilet go suck right out, dry. The toilet was blown in half. And I had to, we were laughing because we didn't really care at the time because it was funny to blow up the toilet. And we had to write a note, and it was actually funny, someone has a picture somewhere, Mike McNolly has a picture somewhere of this note saying, sorry guys, I blew up the toilet, Chris, and I had to go buy a whole new toilet, and I repaired it the next morning. So that was a fun, me and Chris Steve spent, I spent $120 to blow up a toilet. It was fun. Not again.
Well, sounds like fun. It's a beating on your wallet, if nothing else, right? Yeah. We've got Ash.
Ash, I don't know, that he's actually, if you talked to me about a year ago, there'd be nothing but bad things coming out of my mouth, and I'd be like cursing at him and probably punching the camera lady, because that'd be that bad. But me and him had our differences for a long, long time, but we started out together, and when we started out together, we both just went our separate ways after about a year or two. And he did his thing, and I always bashed him forever and ever. You couldn't ever say his name without me saying, something like that. And but it came down to recently that we were at a show, and I realized, well, we're dumb and we're stupid and whatever. And I talked to him finally, and everything was cool between us. And actually, for the first time ever, after like 3 years, I actually watched his wrestling. I finally watched it because I never really cared. I just said he was skinny, and he's not very big, but he was skinny and he sucked and yada yada yada. But I finally watched his wrestling for the first time, and because I was making those judgments with them. And he's actually a pretty good talent in Ontario that has a bad rep. And I'm not going to say that he doesn't deserve it because I didn't talk to him for like 3 years, right? So I don't know. But he's actually a guy that should be given more of a chance, maybe such as myself, who hopes that a few people give me a chance again for after the things I've done, but give him a chance to give it a shot again. And I'm sure that the bookers with their pockets will be a lot happier because he's actually very good with merchandise. He sells.
TJ Playa.
You mean JT Player?
Oh yes, yeah, whatever his name is.
The man doesn't even know the man. The man who started Neil Spiel Pro Wrestling. The man who talks like this. The guy is great. I can't say nothing but the funniest guy I've ever known. I lived with them. I trained with them. The dude loves wrestling, and I guarantee you, and I hope he sticks with it forever because he's going to do something great with it. Because he's got the mind, he's got the voice. He could sit here and he could talk you out. And that's kind of hard to do because, he's throwing some zingers at me that I don't even know what to say. But he'd sit here and he'd run your show. You know what happened? If he sat here, you would be the guest on your own show.
Well, maybe I'll look at getting him to be a co-host when I need myself to be an interviewer.
Well, then maybe you should, because that's the man you're looking for. JT Player, great wrestler, great guy.
Okay. Danger Boy, Derek Wild.
He can fly, and he can fly like nobody else that I've known. He helped train me, taught me a lot, shown me a lot, and harassed me a lot in this business. He's a good guy. He'd always, from what I remember, he'd always give me the shirt off his back if he needed it, and he always helped me out. There's nothing. He's a great guy and a great wrestler.
Eddie Osborne.
I know this is going to sound mean, but just a little bit. The first thing that pops in my head about Eddie Osborne is his ears, which is good, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. Will Smith had big ears and he's a millionaire, right? Eddie Osborne, I wrestled him once, a lot of fun, heavy at one time, but
he was a bag of milk.
He's really good. I underestimated him a lot, and if you talked to me 2 years ago, I won't lie, I probably said not nice things about people that I don't know, because I was a big asshole. And when I wrestled him, I got my mouth, I got slapped in the face. Whatever I said in the past had meant nothing, you know what I mean? Like, he's a great wrestler. I was really impressed with him, and I would love to wrestle him in the future a million times, because that's how much fun. It was really easy and a lot of fun.
Fellatio.
He's funny. Man is funny. Like, at the sex show, he was doing some things that I've never seen people actually have the balls to do. He'd pick up the mic with some of those kind of promos, start doing fart noises in the middle of their promo. Poor girl doing it too. Actually, you know what? I've never seen her wrestle after that show, ever. She's out there for her first promo ever. And well, I was helping him out too doing it, because I'm the type of guy that if you get me going, I'll start going with you too, right? And he's just, and she starts talking, and she's like almost crying. And they had to cut, we did it so much that they had to cut the mic out on us. And we got to wrestle him a few times, and it was a lot of fun. Real easy too. Great guy. And he's been in the business for a long time, a lot longer than I actually realized. It's great.
And the last name on your list? James Champagne.
James Champagne, known him for a while, wrestled for the AWF, and he's one of the greatest wrestlers in Ontario, and he's going to do great things.
We'll be right back after this short commercial break, where we're getting a wrap-up signal.
Yeah, I can talk.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm AJ Barr, and you're watching the Sports Corner with Jessy Jones.
And we're back after the little bit of a wrap-up here.
Macho.
Yeah, this one was with the finger or the thumb, no. So, the fans want to know what you're going to bring to the PWA show to try and take my title.
What am I going to bring? Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'll be weighing in at a lot more. I'm starting to train real hard now again. I got a really good diet going. I was really lazy for a little while. I got really depressed about not wrestling as much. But I got my head back on. I'm ready to bring some very good entertainment coming. Hard wrestling. He's going to find out hard hitting. And I'm going to make an impact. And I plan on taking that title and running with it for a long time. A hell of a lot longer than you have. And just, maybe bring some color back to the Ontario scene with me. And people get to see a new face. And hope they like it.
All right. Well, we'll throw in your final comments, and I'll tell you to get the hell out of my studio.
The final comments. In the upcoming year, you're going to see a big difference in me. You're going to see me go places, I guarantee you, because I'm not going to, just settle for nothing. I'm ready to fucking, I just swore. You can see that, kid.
Oh, yes, it's an uncensored show.
Oh, shit-ass bitch cock. Anyways, that feels good. I swear a lot, and I wanted to swear so bad this whole time, and I didn't get to swear that I felt good. I could say fuck, because, man, that's fucking awesome. So those are my wrap-it-up comments. Fuck.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you come on down to Goderich on May 10th, as you're going to see me put him back into a depression when I end his debut and walk away still your internet champion.
I'm going to win.
The only thing you're going to win is a beauty contest.
And the title, which I will do Michaels and I'll check myself out in while you're laying on the ground.
Yeah, right.
I'll pin him with one foot. Or one finger.
Maybe his nose. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we'll all be back next week. Still your internet champion. The Sports Corner.